George, my friend who's a DJ.
I don't know your friend George who's a DJ. You're
Yeah,
saying
DJ
that.
Fuel. And he is almost 50 and he's just moved out of home.
Yeah, see,
he's
all
Greek.
of that's making sense to me. DJ Fuel is 50 and he's just moved out of home. You say that like it's all like, can you believe? Yeah. Can we be real, Bagsy? G'day.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate. How you going?
How are we?
Oh, terrific, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm feeling really good about myself.
Good.
Because I finally got around to doing something at home and it took ages. It took YouTube tutorials and all that.
Is
and
this a Bunnings job? Because
swearing and
every time I
crying.
call you, you're at Bunnings.
Yes.
Is it a Bunnings job?
It was a trip to Bunnings. Then when I got home, I thought I had got the wrong things, but I fixed my toilet seat.
Okay. 'Cause
Okay.
Didn't you have one that was like a
Flamingos.
flamingo?
That was at the old house. So at the new house, they've got this really nice toilet, and it's quite flash.
I've used it.
You've used it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you enjoyed it.
I just thought it was a pretty standard chroma.
It's not. This is the thing I
Mate,
discovered.
it's just-
I thought it was as well. But one day, the seat went wonky. So one of the, you know how it's got the two.
Oh, yeah. We've all been there before. But what I want to know is how long did you guys go with the slipping and the slide before? Because I've done that before and just dealt with it for about maybe 2 or 3 months. And then
course.
eventually you just crack the shit and you go, fuck it.
Of course. About 2 months.
Yeah.
About 2 months.
Why do we all do that?
Well, because we think, well, it's not going anywhere, and I'm sitting still. It's not like I'm sitting there.
Yeah, but it can make you. Don't you find that as soon as those two nuts on at the back,
Yeah.
you can really be all over the joint.
Pretty grounded when I'm on the toilet. I've got my 2 feet planted on the floor, and I'm not scared of it sliding off or anything like that. I'm pretty static.
So what was it that got you to go?
Just the annoyance, just the like every time I went to use it, I was like, God, I have to fix this. It's ridiculous. It's such a basic small thing, and it's just annoying.
You're a renter.
Yes.
So isn't that an owner's
I
responsibility?
don't think so, but
I
also
think it is, mate. I would get a phone call like that where they say, can you fix I've had to fix the bloody dishwasher recently.
Yeah, I get that. Look, I'm a very good tenant. I'm a very low impact tenant. I never ring for anything, but that's part of my genius because they never come to inspect either. I've been renting a few years this time around. Previously, however many years ago, I rented obviously for a long, long time. And I never have regular inspections. I could be cooking meth in there. They would not know.
Yeah, great.
I'm not.
I've even called we had a bunch of lights that went out one time and I just called to get, I could have gone and whacked the lights up there, but I said, well, it's not my joint. So
I suppose.
if you want to go and whack lights in there. So there's about 5 lights out and I said, hey guys, there's a group of lights out. Can you guys come around and put the lights in?
Also,
they did it for me.
In my experience.
This is the benefit of being a renter.
Yeah, no, I get that for big things. But in my experience, if I ever call them about like the cupboard doors come off in the kitchen, they never come anyway. In the old house, they just never, they were like, oh, well, that's not life-threatening. And they just, so anyway.
You should actually, if you jump into the closed Facebook group and share your renting horror stories if you've got some of like, when your landlord's been an absolute asshole.
Well, as someone wrote the other day, somewhere, it wasn't on our page, but I thought, this is me. Every house I've ever moved into has been a bit dirty and had a bit of shit left behind. Something up in the top of a cupboard, something in the back of the backyard or in the shed, right?
Anything useful though?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I've still got a big pot that I scored in Brisbane about 25 years ago when I moved into a place. And yet, every time I move out of a property, oh my Christ,
You left your pan here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll always pay thousands of dollars to have it cleaned, get your bond back clean and all that all cleaned, and they'll try and withhold money for something, or can you come back, you've left a backpack in the shed or something.
Well, I always find as well, it's always the person that you've dealt with the entire time over that, 2 or 3 years that you've been living there. They're the ones who ring you and say, hey, mate, you left your backpack behind, right? And you say back to them, just throw it out.
Chuck it.
No drama. And they go, look, we're going to have to charge you for that.
Yes.
And it's like, mate,
So true.
we've had a relationship for 3 years.
So true.
There's a green bin outside, right? Just chuck it in there, man.
Get in there.
Chuck it in there. What's the problem?
Look, at the risk of...
But are they doing that from a legal thing where if they were to throw something out of somebody's that they can, is that what it's all about? Or what
real
is it
estate
about?
agents wankers? I think that's the
There's
question.
got to be some reason, because I always think, come on, mate, you could just do us a solid.
If you're a real estate agent, please address the above.
Of why they're wankers?
All of it, yeah. All of everything we've just said. But anyway, let's get to the good news. Let's get to the positive
I feel like
story.
there's real estate agents that would be listening to this.
You feel like there are?
Well, they would be, yeah, just going
course.
from house to house.
They're going to an open.
They're
as
going
we
to an
speak.
open.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just listening and they're going, oh, guys, a bit harsh. So please tell us how it's harsh. Because they would have tenant horror stories, of course.
Yeah.
But listen, let's get back to the positivity here because I bought the pack of the silver caps. I bought the pack. I Googled, okay, toilet seat gone wonky. What do you do? It showed me the thing. I went and bought it from Bunnings. The great thing about Bunnings online, this is not SponCon, but just let me tell you, they'll tell you what aisle it is and what location it is at your Bunnings. How good's
great.
that?
Yep.
So straight in, straight out. Not that there's not heaps of
There's actually not.
heaps of helpful
In
stuff.
the outfits, in the overalls?
Yeah, there's
No,
heaps.
there's not.
You know
Not
what
at
toner
mine.
there is?
No,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
How
Where's
many-
your
how-
nearest Bunnings in Mossman? Bloody miles, isn't it? Where are you going? You're going to Mount Druitt Bunnings from your place.
How do you know that? How do you fucking know?
'Cause I know.
No, how do you know there's no but? And what does that say about Mossman?
That no one in Mossman fixes their own shit. And where I live, I'm surrounded by old Hungarians, Croatians, Italians, Lebanese. They don't want to pay anyone to do anything.
Totally get it.
Straight to Bunnings. I told you I got home once and Nodgy, my housekeeper, had pulled apart the dryer. The dryer was in pieces on the lounge room floor because it wouldn't work. And she refused to even tell me because she knew I'd just buy another one. She was like, no. And she fixed it on the lounge room floor. So that's why we always have lots of Bunnings. I've got 2 Bunnings
God,
within
you've got such
15 minutes of my house.
You do have such an interesting house.
Isn't it?
To come home
Is
and
it?
you're bloody... Yeah, mate, to have it on... yes.
Nodgy's got Hungarian news on. She's fixing my dryer and she's
On the
telling
lounge
me...
room
and she's
floor
telling
and you don't
me-
know what's going on.
Or care, let's be honest. Or care. What are you doing? Oh, actually, don't tell me. I don't care. Away you go.
See, I would care so much about that.
Why? It's so boring. It's so boring. I'm just tell me if we need to buy another one. That's all you have to do. Otherwise, it's all yours. Anyway, so that's why we have a lot of Bunnings around our place. So I got home. What I discovered was my toilet has hidden bolts, like properly inside the
Machine.
porcelain. It's
Yep.
not a machine. A porcelain. Oh my God. So all I'm saying is it was like a flat pack situation in that it took weeks, even after I'd bought the gear. I'd go and look at it. I'd try and pull the thing off. I couldn't get it off. I'd go, walk away. I'd walk away for about 4 days. I'd go, oh, okay, I'm ready to go again and try and do this.
I called you a couple of weeks ago and I said to you, I think something's going on weird with my smoke alarm. And you just said to me straight away, go and get a bloke.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because
And-
smoke alarms are different. They're like illegal.
Why aren't you just getting a bloody bloke around to do this shit?
It did occur to me.
Get on that. What's that app?
Airtasker.
Airtasker. Just get on there and go, mate, toilet needs fixing. This is the problem.
Bit gross. Like when
You've got to, I've got to, mate, I've been to that toilet of yours.
Yeah.
Spick and span.
Oh, thank God. Yeah.
What did you think I was going to say?
I was
Big
scared.
shit stain on there.
Yeah. I was like, well, I can't monitor it all the time.
Nah, mate, I was impressed.
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't want you coming around at our place.
Not you to thank, let's be honest. But I thought.
So what do you got to be worried about? Your toilet's fine.
When you lift up, you wouldn't
Yeah, I
believe
know.
what
Pubes.
collects. No.
Pubes.
No, old wee.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing it. I live with
Mate.
a fellow. Let's not forget.
Yeah, right.
A teenage fellow. I don't want to embarrass anybody,
I was
so
gonna
I'm
say,
not
what
going to
do you-
name any names. But all I am going to say is those round bits end up, when you lift one up, you need gloves for that. Oh, yuck. And as soon as I saw that, I went, okay, nobody can see this. So, because I knew when I finally figured out how to lift the other one, it was going to have the same issue. So nobody can see that. Anyway, it took me months to get around to it, and then weeks of watching YouTube tutorial. Finally, I did it. I did it myself. Nobody in the house noticed.
How does it feel?
It feels amazing.
Yeah.
Like every time I went to the bathroom for at least 3 days, I was like,
I did
I
this.
did that.
Yeah.
No one else noticed. Not
Yeah.
the kids, not Nodgy. Nobody went, hey, the toilet's fixed.
Did you even like give it a bit of a wriggle just to see how
No,
sturdy
I'm not
it
tempting
was?
fate. No, because
Right.
I don't want to have to do it again. But it's such a good feeling, isn't it? It reminds me of my dad. If he ever did anything, you'd catch him in the backyard just looking at it. You know, sometimes when he got home from work, or he might go out the front and go, just look at that mailbox for a while that he'd screwed I
did
the
it-
flat back onto.
I did
just
a
looking at
renovation
it.
on the Gold Coast one time.
Yep.
I didn't lift a finger. I got an interior designer to design it. And then I got a
Wow.
builder to build it all. But I had that
Fancy.
same vibe, just looking at it all going, I did that.
It's amazing.
But really, Robin
Did that.
Robin did that.
Robin did that. Yeah, look, you should try doing something yourself one time. No, I know it's not the Mosman way, but you should try.
But why though?
A little
This is-
DIY.
No,
It's
fuck. I'm going
so
to
amazing.
fuck it up. So
Well,
I
yeah.
already know that, right?
Yeah, you
so
do fuck a lot
why?
up.
Yeah. So why put myself through that stress?
Because still get
No.
to look at it. I mean, my dad never found a problem that he thought he couldn't fix with a hammer. So there were a lot of fuck ups around our place. But it's put together a flat pack, you feel great, don't you?
From,
Don't-
from IKEA.
Yeah,
I've
don't you
done
look
many
at
of
that-
those and fucking hate them.
Oh, they're awful. It's an awful process, crying, swearing. But then you look at it afterwards and you're just like,
Not really.
really?
No.
That's a shame. I'm
always think-
sad for you.
If you just go to Freedom, it turns up put together.
Do they make them for you?
Pretty much. Well, it'll turn up in a couch will turn up looking like a couch.
Yeah, couch. I get that.
You know what I mean? Like
it's
when you go to
hard.
IKEA, it comes in a box like that, and you think I've got to sit on that.
Oh my God. And what about things that have drawers and it comes with metal things with rollers in it? You're like, that's beyond me. No.
And actually, are you good with instructions though?
Terrible.
Why? What is that about? Because there are some people that
Yeah.
love instructions. I can't. Even if it's like 10 pages, I can't do it.
YouTube tutorials have changed the world for me. I
Yeah.
can do anything with a YouTube tutorial, but not reading instructions. No. Somehow I flick ahead, my eyes go ahead, I don't read bits.
There's a missing bit. There's always a missing bit.
I think the missing bit's in there, to be honest, for me, for that. Yeah. So I can do anything. But anyone who comes to my house, I want you to know about the
Have a
toilet.
go at the toilet.
Yeah, please have a go of it and please understand who
The effort.
made it, the experience that it is.
Did you get a new seat though?
No,
Or
didn't
you
need one.
Just went with a standard white.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
No, I didn't go with flamingos this time. I just
Right.
thought, no, I'm just going to play it casual.
Yeah.
Same seat, see if I can re-affix it, and I did.
Yeah, good times.
Amazing
All right, if you've
feeling.
got a secret you want to share it on the podcast, all you have to do is go to the link in the bio. You can also write them into us as well. Our first written secret for today. I told his mum, I'm guessing her partner,
Oh, I know who he is. Don't worry.
I told his mum he cheated on me and showed her screenshots. He was a mama's boy and used to say, my mum loves you more than me. So when I found the DMs, I printed them, old school, walked up to the front door, handed them over and said, you raised a charmer. She actually hugged her.
Oh.
He blocked her and she says it was worth it.
Right. Okay.
Should I just read out that last bit the way that she wrote it?
I
great.
think it's probably advisable. But we did get it. She hugged
actually,
me.
She actually hugged me. He blocked me.
Yeah.
And it was worth it.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I should just read it.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea to just read it. You know?
Yeah.
Just trying a bit of impro.
I shouldn't do
at
that.
the last minute.
Yeah, no, I don't know why I was doing
Never
that.
advisable. No. Okay, so great. I love this. I love it. There you go. That's a woman being a sister to her
But the mother of the son being a
daughter-in-law.
sister.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, I think there is a part of us that does want to dob in bad men to their mums.
yeah.
I've certainly done it a number of times.
Yeah.
So
and what happens? So do you find that usually, have you done this before? Oh, you have? And so
Yes.
do you find that the mum sides with you or gets defensive for their son? Or
I've never had an experience this positive. I think it's usually a bit of a like, I don't want to get involved. And I think, well, of course you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've usually had more of that. I don't want to get involved. So I love this.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Isn't it a reflection, or maybe I shouldn't say this, but isn't it a reflection on the mum as well for raising the kid to be like that?
That's the message we're trying to impart when we dob them into their mums.
To the mum.
For sure. And also,
Because when she says you raised a charmer,
Yeah.
it's kind of like,
well,
well,
you raised a charmer.
you fucked up as well, mate. Isn't that what she's saying?
Yeah, of course it is. And so I love that the mum's gone, okay, she's taken her anger out on the right person, which is her son. She's obviously, yes, that is an insult to her, but she's obviously looked at the girl and thought, yes, okay, this is fucked. Not your fault. I'll deal with this. That's what you actually want. You want the mum to go,
I'll deal with this.
thank you for bringing this to my attention. I will deal with it.
How does mum deal with this? How would you? Okay, well,
Just him knowing. It
let's-
should be humiliating enough
Yeah,
if mum
yeah.
is going,
Oh,
so Stacey visited me today.
Yeah.
You really want to play out the drama. You want him to go, yes, and showed me some screenshots. Do you have any idea what that could be about, Simon? No idea at
So
all.
I already feel guilty now.
Yeah, no idea at all, Simon. That's interesting because they're from your phone, apparently. Yes. No, don't go to the toilet at the moment. I'm talking to you, please. Take a seat. So these screenshots.
I can't see my mum doing this.
Well,
But
she
so you
should.
think, I can't see my mum being this confronting.
This is what we're hoping for.
Yeah, I don't think she'd just be like, fuck, mate,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Exactly. I think
Like,
that's
what,
how
I think
would
that's
be.
how much of the conversation I would get. She'd just be like, I think she'd just say, can you grow up?
Oh, wouldn't you get a bit of, look, you know what? She's a great girl.
She'd say, I didn't raise you that way.
Exactly, right?
She'd say, do you want me to make you a sandwich? No.
Yeah. Do you want a toasty?
Yeah.
We're going to be here a while, so do you want a toasty? Oh, I've got the Breville on. Take me a second. Yeah, look, I think if it was Louis, I would probably say, Stacey visited me today. You fucked up, mate.
Yeah.
You got a problem. Do you want a toasty? No, the Breville's on. Just, we're going to be here a while. Take a seat. I'll make it. And as
I think that's the thing. I couldn't see my mum dragging it out in the way that you were saying. I just don't think she would.
That's
do
why
it
I
that way.
wish it would happen. But no, I
Yeah.
don't think it would happen that way. And if it was Louis, I can tell you from when he gets in trouble at school, which is very, very rarely. But if it happens, I'm always like, mate,
What are we up to?
what did you think was going to happen?
But also, he's not perfect, and he's got to go through these things and work them out for himself, right? So,
But I try to be on the side of like a good angel on his shoulder. Like I try not to make it worse.
you don't go, good on you, mate.
No,
Good on ya.
No, but at the
Get out
same
there.
time, I'm not going to shame him and go, right, that's it. You've got no phone for 3 weeks, whatever. No, none of that shit. I'm trying to make it a teachable moment. Try to go, okay, listen, Stacey's showed me the screenshots. They're not great. They're not great, mate. What's
Is
going on?
that also hard if like if there's a parent that has also been going through life and has lived some life and has also made some of their own mistakes,
true.
right? But then they've also got to put the like, mate, what are you doing? But in their mind they're going, well, I fucking did this.
I've done this.
So, like, is that hard to do as a parent?
That is parenting.
You're
that
always
is
thinking, well, I
parenting.
did this, but I've now got to punish you for doing something that I did wrong.
Absolutely. And you just got to pretend you don't think something's cool when you've done it. And you might still do it. Yeah, that's a hard part of parenting, definitely.
Bloody hell.
Only gets harder as they get older, believe me.
Tough times. How do you file that one?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love the mum. I love the mum's reaction. Yeah, not blaming you because a lot of them can get defensive. A lot of us mums can get defensive when someone tells us something about our kid. But this is a good realistic attitude. And she's obviously thought, oh, he probably bloody did.
Well,
Come
she had
here,
the
Stace.
receipts. She had the receipts, mate. So as soon as you got that, you're
Give
fucked.
us a hug, Stace.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, darling. I'll
Yep.
deal with this.
All right, our next written secret. I got red carded at my kid's under 6 soccer match.
What is that?
And I wasn't even playing. So a red card is when a kid gets he does something wrong or she does something wrong on the field.
Sonia
like
will know.
tripping.
She's from a soccer playing genre of humans. Does that mean sent off?
Yes. It's when you get too violent.
Too violent.
So you start with a yellow card, and then if you get a red card, you're sent off the field. Now,
Shit.
I know we've referred to Sonia, but mate, I used to be a soccer referee.
Oh, beg your pardon.
No, that's okay. But I wanted to get soccer because
I did not see that coming.
Well, no, but yeah, I know. But I wanted maybe Sonia knew a lot as well. But I'll tell you a story in a sec. But anyway,
Did you ever red card a parent?
well, my brother.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Nick.
And I got, oh, mate, it was so, let me get through this story.
Okay.
And then so this lady may have shouted, offside, there's 6, Greg, a bit too loud when the volunteer ref, Greg, who's a dentist, made a call against my son.
Why do we have to know Greg's a dentist? I'm glad I do know that, but yeah, sure. A lot of detail.
He gave me a warning. I clapped sarcastically.
Oh, good one, Greg.
He gave me a red card and told me to go wait in the car. So I did, windows down, still yelling, go Sharks, like a true idiot.
Yeah, and you can still clap Greg on from the car. Ooh, you're
She's a fiery one.
You're a
but
force of nature.
I know this for a fact that parents on the sideline of a soccer game
Yeah.
especially when you're the referee, it's a nightmare. I was 12 or 13 at the time when I was refereeing these games, right?
Yeah.
And the way that the parents, they thought they were at the bloody,
World Cup.
Manchester United or whatever, yeah.
Yep.
And this is us like trying to pretend we know sport. I was refereeing because I couldn't play the sport.
Oh, cute.
So I had to participate.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wanted
there
to
was
get
one
you
time
involved.
that I had to send my brother off for a penalty. And then when I came home, it was like World War III in the house.
I bet.
Yeah.
Shit. That's gutsy to send your brother off for violence, knowing you got to go home in the car.
Well, no,
with him.
what it was there's things like offside.
Mate, let's not.
Yeah, who
talk about
cares?
soccer.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So this is amazing. Everything you've said here is amazing, and I love the fact that you're sharing it with people, because I would be so embarrassed. I mean, Greg the dentist has got better things to do than send mums to their cars.
Yeah, but he's serious business, mate, isn't he?
Well, he's a dentist. I mean, you ever met a dentist who wasn't deadly serious in the right moment? You know what I mean? Like, they'll have a bit of a laugh with you or, come on through in Recepo, but once you're in the chair, it is serious. And I assume they referee similarly.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All fun and games in the car park, but once you're on the paddock, pipe down, Trish.
Have you ever thought about refereeing anything?
No. No, I never
Like
have.
netball or AFL?
No.
Or like what if the kids got into a sport? Would you be volunteering yourself as a coach or a referee or
I
something
wouldn't
like
like
that?
to stand that long.
What about being on the sideline? Would you be getting involved and yelling at the kids to do better or telling other kids that you're unfair or
No.
telling the
The
refs
closest we came was the kids went to something called Little Kickers when they were about 3 and 4, and that was soccer. But it was held like inside,
Yeah.
and which I liked. And so there's plenty of seats for the mums, seats and coffees for mum, and then the kids are on this like basketball court, and they're just kind of following balls around witches' hats and that. And that's the closest we've ever come. And no, I just chatted with the other mums.
Yeah.
Unless somebody needed something. So
Yeah.
no, I'm not a competitive person. I'm certainly not competitive for my kids, but I have friends who are. I have friends who are very, very competitive.
Yeah, my dad took it really seriously. Mum took it seriously, but Dad was right into it. Nick was really good at sport, my brother. I was really shit at it to the point where I was in a team one time and I kicked the ball the wrong way and basically was just told, I was given, because you have the reserve bench.
Yep.
So that's when you just put the kids in the reserve bench when they're shit, right?
But everyone's got
And
to
so
get a game, haven't they? Isn't
we
that
ever get to go, but then
Yeah.
I made that move and then I just got put on the reserve bench all the time to eventually they were like, why don't you referee the game?
Yeah. So you could be involved. Well, this friend of ours, she has been known to send her own kid off for not playing well enough. Like if she doesn't reckon he's...
Because as a kid, I can still vividly remember when you have failed and then you look over at your parent and they're like, oh, my kid's a loser.
Well,
right?
she's
You're
like, get off.
yeah. But it's the worst feeling when you're the kid.
Can you imagine in front of everyone? Your own mum goes, get off.
You're
Kyle,
shit.
you get in there and do something. And this kid's just like, she's also once called a kid a fat cunt. And that
Wow.
did not go down very well. She said, for Christ's sake, don't pass the ball to that fat cunt.
Bloody hell.
And so, look, she takes
She's
her
tough.
sport seriously.
She is
She's tough but fair.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
say.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our first audio secret for today.
I'm just listening to the episode about the mum who's happy for the kids to have sex in the house. And it reminded me of a story from when I was younger. I had this boyfriend and we were definitely not allowed to have sex in their house or my house for that matter. Anyway, so his parents had gone out, we did the deed, and obviously it was his responsibility to dispose of the condom. And he wrapped it up in toilet paper and he left it on the washing machine at the back door. And we lived in this little country town and we were going to go to the movies. It was a 45-minute drive to the movies. So we get to the movies and I was like, did you throw that condom away? And he was like, fuck, I've left it on the washing machine at the back door. And we're like, shit, we've got to race home now, 45 minutes and get this thing before the parents get home. So I was trying to ringing his mum, throwing some curveballs, like, can you go to the shops? Can we get this? Can you grab that? Blah, blah, blah. No word of a lie, we made it back with like 2 minutes to spare. Pretty much ran inside and like scooped this thing up and shoved it in his pocket, I'm pretty sure. And then Mum and Dad came home about 2 minutes later and oh God, my heart was racing. The anxiety of that drive was like nothing I've ever felt. And I've done a lot of things, but gee, that was stressful because the ramifications would have been big.
Huge. Oh, God. Imagine that feeling of remembering, oh, my God, the condoms on the washing machine. I love it. I've just got to say I love that story. Just a story of young love and trying to, get a root when you both live with your parents. Yeah. Reminds me of a girl I know who's 37 and she still lives with her parents and her boyfriend, she's Italian, her boyfriend's Greek and he lives with his parents.
Yep.
And I often wonder, where on earth do you two get any alone time? Because they're very traditional families and I'm pretty sure...
Well, they go away for a weekend or
They
and if they're living at home at 37, they've obviously got a lot of cash.
Yeah, lots.
Right, so you can afford to go away for weekends.
Yeah.
You can afford to, I always
she's
get very
saving for
jealous
the
of
wedding.
families that let the kids live at home.
Yeah.
I always think, fuck, I'd be so loaded now if I did that.
Yeah, but what kind of... I mean, she's a great person, so I shouldn't say this, but I was going to say, what kind of person would you be if you were still if your mum was still doing your washing?
George, my friend who's a DJ...
I don't know your friend George who's a DJ. You're saying
DJ
that
Fuel. And he is almost 50 and he's just moved out of home. He's
all
Greek.
of that's making sense to me. DJ Fuel is 50 and he's just moved out of home. You say that like it's all amazing. Can you believe? Yeah.
But I think I think he was sad that he had to move out of home. I think
Yeah,
he
of course he
loved it.
was.
He had great food. Mum was a fucking amazing cook. She'd have these big family feasts over there. We would go over there for a feed on a Sunday night. It was a great time.
Awesome. I get all of that. Why did he move out of home at 50?
I think he was told,
You think?
get out.
His parents...
Because we recently had a conversation where he's like, bloody hell, mate, rent's pretty expensive, hey?
when you've never paid it and you're 50.
In my mind,
Yeah.
and he's the loveliest guy, but in my mind I'm thinking, fuck, mate, I've been doing this since I was 18.
Yeah, of course, same. Wow, that's amazing. I wonder what's that conversation with your 50-year-old child when you go...
He's almost 50. I probably shouldn't say he's 50. Yeah, he's probably late 40s. But
that makes it heaps better, but... what's the conversation?
I don't know. Yeah, I imagine it wasn't a conversation that he wanted to happen.
Of course not. I wonder if... I mean, at that age, his parents are in their 70s. Maybe they're all
80s,
moving out. Maybe they're moving into a home or something. Maybe...
Yeah.
Jeez, that's full on, isn't it? I mean, if you've got to have... He must have beautiful parents.
They're amazing
There's
parents.
no way in the world I would have lived with my parents. Just not that hospitable people.
Yeah,
you know?
and also lots of, you and I would have had to have lots of arguments and lots of stress. I don't think he was having that.
No, obviously
and that's what
not.
I'm saying. I think I wish I was able to live at home until 46.
Yeah.
And it to be a pleasant thing where I actually had to get pushed out at 46 and told, go and live some life now, mate.
It's time. Why don't you just get out
Imagine
there?
if your home was that pleasant.
I know. If you living with your parents was that nice. I can't imagine that. That's pretty great. I'm assuming, look, my kids, I'm assuming I'm that great. So...
Yeah, but you don't want to be too great. Or do you want them to hang around forever?
Do, because I need someone to feed the cats while I go to Bali. Think of it that way.
Yeah.
Free house sitters. That'd be pretty great.
You'd be only going for 4 weeks.
No, well, I'll go for longer. When the kids are older and I'm going to work them up to it, next thing you know, I'll be there 6 months a year.
Yeah,
They'll
bloody
be
hell.
feeding the cats.
Okay.
So,
Get yourself a visa,
yeah.
a Balinese visa.
Yeah, brilliant.
You can be a digital nomad.
I could be, yeah. I was thinking about being a foot massager. Just something like that. Just really blend in, you know?
right.
Or I might sell
Why would you want to massage
I could
feet?
sell handmade boats on the beach,
Or watches?
watches, things of that
Or
nature.
drugs?
Well, actually, yeah, I could sell drugs. I could sell Valium to Australian mums.
All right, let's get into our next secret.
Guys, your Linktree links do not link to your secret recording audio links.
Yeah.
So can you please go into all your social media platforms and make sure that all the links, link in bio, Linktree link, go to this link where you can just click on the button and it records the audio. The only way that I could get here was because months ago I'd messaged fucking Bags and said on Instagram, dude, I can't find the link to record you a message, and I listen to you all the time and always am like, oh, I want to record a message for you. And then I go to try to find it and it's not there because you haven't made it easy to access. So please.
I mean,
Good point.
consider this a performance review for you.
I feel it.
You
Now,
have been reviewed.
yeah, and so we should update this. Our Linktree has been updated. We've got a YouTube channel now. We've got a few other things going on there. So the secret part of the Linktree had to
Yes.
get bumped off because you're only allowed 4 buttons on there,
Ah,
right?
yeah,
So
well, that's
we've got to address
stupid.
this.
Yeah.
But in every episode,
Sorry, I'm getting.
Are you okay? You've
a
had
lot going on.
Well, there's a lot of feedback going on here. But in every episode of this podcast, in the show notes, there's always a link there for you to share your secret. So if you're ever looking for it, you can go to the show description or you can go to the show notes of every single episode that's ever been uploaded on this podcast, and there is a button there for you to push to go and put your secret in.
Great. But can we get
but-
a commitment from you
Yeah, of course you can.
to fix the link tree?
Well, I can't because
Fucking
there's
bags.
not. What else would you like me to do? Because I mean,
What are the buttons that are on there right now? There's only 4 buttons. Do you want Rajesh? To help you?
We've got
Because-
YouTube, right? So
Right.
if you want to go to YouTube, you can go there.
Yeah.
We've got the website. Can we be real? If you want to go get tickets to the live show.
Yeah, okay.
We've got Spotify.
Oh, well, that's a.
Well, you know,
Do we need that
Yeah, you need to
on the Linktree?
Yeah, we need to find out where to go to get the podcast. I guess.
No, everyone knows where to go to get podcasts. Everyone knows.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
we could take
Drop
Spotify,
the
you think-
Spotify.
and put the secret back up
Yeah,
there. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I
We've sorted
think-
it out.
Yeah, I think that's the go. And I would love
I don't know what the
another-
other one. I think the other one was Apple. So so basically, what you're saying is you want to take one of the platforms
Look,
off
all I
the
can do is
Linktree
apologise.
on my behalf.
Yeah, that I have not supervised this enough. And we will rectify this. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Spotify and Apple on your Linktree. G'day.
What do you, I would think you'd want those on there first.
Everybody knows that, mate. It's like telling people, and by the way, you have to press the play arrow if you want to listen to it.
I
like,
don't know.
Christ
No,
almighty.
but okay. No, here's the thing. What if someone discovers the podcast? I don't know.
Someone from a lost tribe.
No, well, like on,
I mean, how far back
on
are we going?
TikTok or on Instagram or somewhere else, and then they go, well, I just want to click a button and get it.
They know
Wouldn't that
that.
be easy? I'm just trying to make people's
They
lives easy, but
know
I've upset this
that.
lady, and I don't want to do that. You know, I hate upsetting people.
I do know that, and she is upset.
Oh, but the DM, she wasn't upset. I did just send her the link, and she was okay with that. But it sounds like she was really pissed off.
I think that was your opportunity.
Well, I
think
did.
the DM was your opportunity to do better.
No, but
And she
I
feels as though
remember
you
this lady.
didn't.
I remember this lady DMing me in a really
Yeah.
polite way, saying, "Can you send me the link to put a secret up?" And I just sent her the link.
Well, now she's fed up.
But I
She
gave her,
gave you an
I gave her the
opportunity.
link.
She gave you an
I gave her a
opportunity.
direct link. It's
It's not about that. She's
What?
not thinking about
Why
herself.
does it matter? I gave her the fucking link.
Because it's so frustrating. You know,
Why is it
how
frustrating?
frustrating it is these days when an app isn't perfect or a website isn't perfect. You just go, I get
But
so
what about,
angry.
let's be honest, what about Can We Be Real has ever been perfect?
No, but-
there's this thing is so far
Well-
from perfect that if I was to perfect it,
It's not charming. You think it's charming that it's imperfect. And look, it's fine for us to talk in a certain way. Oh, very charming. But when it comes to the nuts and bolts,
Yeah, I
they
know.
need to just
I need
be
to be
right.
better. I know.
Let me tell you, the SBS app on my TV, oh, Christ. It makes me so mad. I'm trying to watch Alone Australia.
yeah.
And I love that show. And sometimes I click on there, it's been known to play 2 ads at once. There's some bullshit about, superannuation and some bullshit about some other show they've got playing at the same time.
Oh, okay.
I have
You're annoyed by the ad, and you can't even get the message.
and I can't even click out of the app. I have to shut down the TV and restart the TV. I'm like, okay.
No, look, I get it. When tech is fucking up, it is annoying.
It's
right?
inexcusable. It's
not
2025.
No,
it's inexcusable.
It's not inexcusable because there's some guy on the hamster wheel back here trying to keep
At
everything
SBS
going.
series, that's for sure. And I know I get it. Budget cuts, I get all of that, but you can't have an app that shits itself. No, I don't want to watch the bloody Handmaid's Tale. I've said Alone. Why is the Handmaid's Tale box going big?
Yeah. No, it's frustrating times.
if they
and
had
there's
a
no
number-
humans to talk to.
This is what I'm saying.
It's
If
hard
they
to-
had a number I could click on their link tree to get
You know
drunk
what?
and complain to them, I would.
I totally get why that secret needed to be sent through, and I hope that person feels better that they can see us receiving this, or me receiving this as well, because that would be cathartic. Because you know how if there's something wrong with tech now and you can't talk to anyone and there's no like moment to really punch someone for a fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, this is the opportunity.
There's not that we would actually punch anyone, obviously. It's a metaphorical punch.
It's a metaphorical audio punch.
Yeah.
And I felt it.
Phone call punch. It's not.
But you want to give a phone call punch.
I get that. Absolutely. I do. I want a phone call punch SBS.
Do it.
Can't.
But you can't. Yep. Well, on this podcast, you can.
Great.
That is it for today's episode. If you have a bit of feedback or you want to share a secret, all you have to do is go to the link in the bio. And don't forget the drunk hotline is still open as well, which I do believe some of these have been on that.
I do believe it's been utilised.
So if you want to share a secret while you're drunk, then go for it. We'll catch you again tomorrow.